Hello everybody. Me and Heather have come together today to talk about an exciting thing that Heather's going to talk about in a moment, but I thought I'd introduce myself first. I'm Brooke Bounds. I'm the breakthrough specialist, and I help people to break through their old stories and their old beliefs so they can live the life they really want to live. And I'm going to pass it over to Heather now because we'll go into more detail about how I become the breakthrough specialist and what we're talking about today. So over to you, Heather.
Yeah, and I was going to ask Brooke, you've got a community yourself, haven't you? So where are you sharing? Where are we playing? Because we're partnering, aren't we?
Indeed, yes.
Yeah.
We've got a Facebook community called Change Your Mindset, Change Your Life, and this video will be in there as well. So, and the people in my group will also be able to enjoy what we're going to be sharing with them today in this recording.
Yay, I'm excited. I love a little collab, right? So I had a conversation with Brooke a couple of weeks ago, actually, and we were like, let's do some challenge, and actually we'll share it in both our communities. So I'm Heather Eggington, as you can see on the screen. And I've got a community for, it's called the Lonely Coach Community on Facebook myself. And I work specifically with people that have an inability to be seen and heard, basically. So it's all centered around trusting themselves and potentially have this secret feeling of being lonely. So that's what normally people are drawn to me to talk about. And I came up with this concept really to help you, me, everyone, right? Because we're all in this together, to build or strengthen our relationship with the word no. Because it induces so many different feelings and also has some fear associated with it, that we almost wanted to celebrate them, right? That's what this is about, is encouraging people to celebrate hearing that word, knowing that actually by hearing that word, we are out there and we are looking after ourselves, or we are accepting that it's not right for that moment or that time. And as we both work, or both our communities have got coaches in, this is about no for growth, right? And growth for no's. And the reason it's one or the other is because when we work with clients specifically, we don't really push them into a yes or no, right? Or should I say, we always hope they're going to say yes, right? And then they might say no, and then, you know, our feelings and emotions maybe get scarred a bit, and we take it a bit personally, don't we, Brooke? Right? And so this is about building people's muscle around hearing that word and actually celebrating it. And in all areas of life, right? So it's not even about us going directly, you know, to propose to work with a client and hearing a no. This is about going out and collecting them in our everyday life so that we build that muscle. A good example of this is in the mastermind. We've been challenged to do something out of our comfort zone, and I said no to makeup today, right? So I'm not wearing makeup today because why not, right? Who says we have to?
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm doing a Jess Glynn, right? I don't wear makeup on Thursdays. And I know this video is going to be shared quite a few places. So yeah, I'm saying no to makeup today. And so it's about playing the no both sides of the fence. So it's putting yourself out there to be in a position to gain a no from a situation or circumstances that you're in, and whether that's with a client or whether that's even in a restaurant where you ask for your meal to be discounted by 25%, for example. And I'll share like a fun video as well that I had given to me by somebody last year, which is a guy that goes around actually, you know, getting over the fear of rejection by collecting no's. So I will share that. And it also goes the opposite side of the fence, as me and Brooke have just spoke about, around us having the ability to say no to, because that's what sometimes helps us grow. If we know what we don't want, then we can comfortably say no. And I know you're going to say more about this part, aren't you, Brooke?
Yes.
Got great experiences of this. So
Yeah, I used to, before I worked a lot on my mindset, be a huge people pleaser, and I used to run around thinking I'll make everybody happy if it kills me, and it actually nearly did. And I got known as, oh, go ask Brooke, she'll do it. She always says yes, because I did. And I once had somebody say to me, can you do me a favor and go get me some milk from the shop? Now, I was a single mum at the time, so I had to get all my children dressed and take them to the shop, and then go deliver the milk and come back home. And then another time, that same person, I said to them, they were actually in the shop at the time, can you grab me some milk? And they went, no. So they wasn't even going to go out their way. And I thought, wow. And I was quite impressed by the fact that they'd got their boundaries. And I thought, do you know what? That person isn't stressed. They're really happy. And I'm running around after everybody. So, oh, that's a big jump for me to go yes to everybody, because I had this fear that if I didn't say yes to people, that people wouldn't love me, people wouldn't like me, and it fed into I'm not good enough, I'm not lovable, which I grew up hearing. So I thought I can't do that. It's too big of a jump. So I thought, okay, what else can I do? So then I started by saying no, but if things change, I'll let you know, which put me more in control, because then I was saying I would love to help you, but I can't at the moment, but if things change. And then I eventually then moved on to saying no outright, because no is a complete sentence. And when I say that sometimes to my clients, their face is like, oh, but when you say no and not anything else, it gives you that power to stand in your own power, because when you say no and then have a list of reasons and excuses, you start feeling like you're losing your power again. So, and that other person, if they're quite assertive, can say, well, you can do that later, you can do that later, come and help me do what I want to do. So when you actually say no to somebody without anything else after it, they have got nowhere to go with it. So it is very, very powerful. But if you can't do that straight away, then think about saying no, but if things change, I will let you know, which is kind of can be like a gentler move towards actually saying no, rather than like outright no. But if you want to go straight for the outright no and be brave, go for it.
I mean, I was trying to think as well, where I was doing stuff for other people, and I didn't really see the fact that they were definitely not available to do stuff for me. And also some examples where I've really owned the no, right? Because I think that's what we're talking about, aren't we? Owning the no, whichever side of the fence it comes from. So if it's you put on the spot about doing something and you say no and full stop kind of thing, and actually getting your clients or other people around you in any situation to answer no full stop is a complete sentence. And I think it's really powerful to start celebrating all of those examples where we've done that. I can think of one when I was leaving my corporate job. I'd been working there for nearly 10 years. And in the beginning, my boss said, we've got this role that we'd like you to consider and move you into that. And I was like, I'm not doing that. Like, I'm a director. I'm not moving to do that. It's like less than what I was doing before, blah, blah, blah. And, we haven't got spaces in that team, or we haven't got spaces to do that. And I was just like, no, not moving into that job. And I gave them a list of my skills and said, this is what I'm really good at, and this is what I enjoy. What have you got that suits that? And I knew they didn't have anything, right? So I managed to coach myself out with an exit plan. So that was a really powerful pivot, yeah, in my life, because otherwise I wouldn't be here with you guys today, right? If you'd persuaded me to do something different, who knows? So that's what we're going to do collaboratively across groups. I mean, how it works is, we'll set it up for the beginning of July, and we'll do it throughout the month of July. We've talked about maybe posting something once a week to get some people's thoughts and feelings and experiences around celebrating the no, whichever way you've got it, and whether it's someone said no to you or you've said no to something that you didn't really enjoy anyway. We'd love to hear about that. So that's how it's going to work. And I know personally, I'm only speaking from personal experience, that we will sometimes do everything in our power to avoid hearing the word no or saying the word no. And this is about stepping into, actually, you know what, that's a powerful word, and it doesn't need any excuse or explaining or anything, does it, Brooke?
Absolutely. And I'm often using the examples of my grandchildren. I've got 8 of them to use examples from. So and last night actually I was on the phone to my daughter, and my granddaughter was doing something, and so my daughter told her off, so she was in a bit of a strop, and I said, oh, put her on the phone to me, and she's only 2, and I heard as clearly as daylight, no. She doesn't want to speak to anybody. And there was no, sorry, Grandma, I don't want to speak to you because I'm upset because Mummy's just told. There was none of that. It was just an outright no. And we can learn so much from children, because she had no hang up about that. And I'm sure she never had a sleepless night about saying no to Grandma. It was just like, no, something she just doesn't want to do. And we have this sort of kind of thought about receiving that, you know, because it's that rejection again, and it can hurt emotionally. And that's why we have this fear about saying no to other people, because we don't want to hurt people's feelings, because most of us, like, you know, kind, caring human beings. But it's having those boundaries in place and not doing things, because if somebody asks you something and you really want to say no, but it comes out yes, I think because I should do that, I feel obliged to do that, then you're saying yes for all the wrong reasons, you know. But obviously, you know, if you can do something and you want to do it and you feel like saying yes and say yes, that's great, go ahead and do it. You know, we're not saying you should go around and just go point blank no to everybody because that's not what it's all about. But it's actually standing in your power, like you said, and saying those no's, and not having an emotional attachment to them and feeling like you're worthless or you're anything less than you already are, and devaluing yourself just because you've received a no or you've given a no out. So it's building up that no muscle, really, and getting, like we was talking about before, so many people have got the fear of that big no monster coming out of the cupboard if they ask for something, whether it's asking, you know, on a proposal with a client, or whether it's asking for help for something else, that we're so scared that somebody will say no, and there'll be that kind of awkwardness between 2 people, you know, that awkward silence that seems to go on forever. But when we actually get more used to saying it and start playing it as a game, and like we spoke about before, going into a restaurant and saying, can I have a discount on my meal, or can I have my drinks free? Seeing how many people you can get to say no to you, switch it around and make it a fun game, because then when you start talking to clients, it won't be such a huge like monster in the cupboard when you hear a no, and it won't be a devastation into your business. It'll be okay, well, that was another no, you know, I'll talk to the next person and see what they say.
Or it'll be like, woohoo, I've got another no.
Yeah.
Like, the reason I say that is because, like, you know, why do we only celebrate the yes?
Exactly.
We should be celebrating the no's as well, because each no gets us closer to someone saying yes, really. So I'm really excited to play with you all and dive into this challenge for the month of July, and looking forward to hearing your experiences and outcomes from it, and really excited to get involved. So see you on the other side.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's going to be absolutely great fun. Speak to you all soon. Bye.